Hey everyone, welcome to the Fargo 3D printing show today. Jake Clark and Eric Faldy. John is out and I'm back.
Yep. It's been an interesting couple of podcasts.
Oh yeah,
this one might be boosted up to an earlier podcast because I have two that are in limbo. So if I mention something about we're going to CES, that's this podcast. We haven't gone yet, but we are leaving in, 2 weeks or a week and a half?
So we are leaving January 8th.
What is today? Today is the 22nd.
Sure.
22nd of December.
Yes, it is the 22nd.
So
it's just before Christmas.
Yep.
So we're leaving the 8th, and then we'll be coming back that Friday.
So pretty much gone a whole week.
Yes.
Just the two of us this time.
Yep, just the two of us.
So we'll get real friendly with everybody at the trade show.
Yeah, so it's going to be... your third?
My third, yeah.
Your third, so then my fourth.
Yeah. I think it's fourth. You only went one more time than I did, as far as I know. Okay. Unless you're keeping secrets, but...
No.
Yeah, except the first year was John, his girlfriend, you.
Yes.
And then the next year was everybody.
Okay.
I think.
That's what it was.
Yeah. So, yeah, the CES isn't what it was as far as 3D printing. Like, other places are still cool. Like, if you're into smart home stuff, smart home's still really cool.
I don't think they're going to be in the smart home section this year.
Oh, no, I'm just saying that in general.
No, but that's where it used to be.
This year it's going to be next to the automotive section.
Yep.
It just kind of snuck away in a little corner.
In the big building.
I don't remember what hall it is.
North.
I'm going to tell you in a second.
East Hall? I think they call it the East Hall.
Marketplace is 3D printing. It doesn't say... Well, I'll click on one.
Yeah, just go down.
It is going to be North Hall.
North Hall.
Which I'm pretty sure is just next to all the cars. And it's really a small corner of it now. It's probably about a half or a third of what it's been in the past years. So.
And there's going to be some interesting companies, so we're going to get to that in a second.
Yeah.
But, there's still going to be some companies that we've seen each year, like XYZ. I don't know if Stratus is going to be there in the same fashion that they've been in the past.
If they are, they're not in the 3D printing marketplace anyway, because there are always a few 3D printer companies that are kind of out in La La Land. Either
like Monoprice, they were in a suite in the Venetian. You wouldn't think of okay, why? They have a very well-known printer. Why would you be out in out in the suite? But they're
more for business people.
Yeah, and they're actually selling like multiple products. It wasn't just
Monoprice is just a wholesaler for anything. Wow. They do. I mean, they sell drones. They sell cables. I know that we've had like some of our power cables are from them.
Yep.
So is it Nanotechnology, the Israeli PCB printing company? So they're in Eureka Park. I think it's what it's called.
It's downstairs.
It's downstairs of where the 3D printing part used to be.
Yeah, so next to the Venetian.
We'll maybe take a little jaunt in there.
But we have 3 days on the show floor, which we've had. That's usually what we have is 3 days. And so I think the first day we'll do kind of our normal stuff. We'll go around, see who's there, who wants to be interviewed, who doesn't. If they don't, then just show up. But... and just kind of get an idea of who's there and kind of the floor.
Yeah, maybe get some pretty shots and just kind of figure out who do we actually want to hit, who do we want to get if we have time, because it ends up getting busy and like my little arms get tired holding that camera. I do have a new camera, which hopefully is the one pointing at me. I've been having a lot of camera problems. My Canon 70D has been overheating. So on
and that's the one I'm on, right?
Yeah. So on some of the podcasts. You'll see me angrily look at something after you hear a click sound. That's this camera over here.
Once you see him pan from a different side.
Well, pretty much what's been happening is that I have Magic Lantern on it, which is third-party firmware. So it just pretty much bad things happen when things go bad. Error pops up, and then the file's not recovered. It's just dead. So the 10 minutes that did record, I guess they evaporate somewhere. But on the show floor, I guess I'll say who is the same first.
Yeah, go for that.
So at least, there are some other ones that I've probably seen there, but these are the ones that I'm usually interested in that are going to be there. So Airwolf is there, Lulzbot, DWS Labs, Formlabs, and then Mark Forged. The last three of those are a little bit more high-end, and they are either, I guess, SLA. I think DWS is a DLP. These are laser printers or resin printers, and then Mark Forged is a more high-end FDM model, which
they price anywhere from 40 to 100 and.
I think it's they say
just under 100.
Just under 100,000. It's 99,999. Yeah, you get it. They do have a pretty big competitor now in desktop metal because they have a pretty wide variety of parts.
And we got to see a lot of that at the Medical Devices and Manufacturing show earlier this
about a month and a half ago.
Yeah, earlier this fall, winter, whatever you want to call it. It's winter now. There's snow on the ground. So.
Yep.
So we're getting away from that. I think it's supposed to be the high is supposed to be -4 next week.
I've been hearing like all week. This weekend's going to be like -16 all weekend.
Yeah.
So
we're getting away
Fargo,
from the cold, and it's probably going to be like 40 degrees.
We didn't just pick this name; we earned it. We live here.
So, some of the ones that have already been there, when we talked about XYZ, so they actually have. I'm really interested to see their color printer.
Yeah, DaVinci Color. It's was it $3,500 or something? Some
so.
34.99. I forget, but I've been seeing some prints come out of it. It kind of looks like when you have a CJP print, and before they put the wax and stuff on it, it's kind of cloudy and dusty looking. I think that there'd probably be a way to make them look a little more crisp, like the colors, but the color separation's pretty impressive on it. They have some pretty embarrassing marketing videos. I think Marcus and I talked about it in the last podcast.
In one of them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the neat thing that I kind of want to learn more about is their inkjet PLA. So it's a filament that allows the
absorption.
Thank you. Of droplets of ink. So I'm going to be curious to see if they have that running. And then actually get some close-ups.
I would hope so. I
would assume so.
It's run at other events that they've done, so I would assume the same here.
Because I think that's going to be one really to see how well it absorbs and actually look at it compared to like a CJP. Because we actually have CJP prints here that are full color.
Yeah.
So we'll actually be able to take a picture of an XYZ DaVinci Color and then compare that to a true CJP print and see what the differences are between that. And we did talk with one company in MDM.
Rise. R-I-Z-E 3D.
So that'll be interesting to see how they do that, in comparison to the Rise thing, and if there's any intellectual property that becomes an issue with that. That'll be interesting to watch and see. So that one, and again, I'm still waiting for their CJP machine from XYZ. They
have a CJP they're supposed to be putting out
for the last 3 years.
I feel like XYZ was supposed to do like the Olo, or it's called the Ono now. Remember the mobile one that uses the daylight resin? They're supposed to be making one, and I checked on it. I never saw anything about it because they had something saying it's going to either Indiegogo or Kickstarter, which is a bit odd, but it might have been just to gauge interest as well.
And one of the companies there that we're going to be looking hopefully at is Astral Reality, and they actually came from a Kickstarter.
Oh, did they?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you dive deeper into that, it actually was a Kickstarter, and I'm actually going to pull up the statistics.
Okay.
Because I did dive.
You pull that up, and I'll just kind of explain what it is. So it's I think it's an augmented reality. I think it's AR, not VR.
Yep.
Pretty much your phone will incorporate, it'll work with this scale model of the moon. It's really high detail. I think they did it on a polyjet sort of printer, something like that, a really high quality print.
So they actually hand paint.
And they hand paint it.
They hand paint. So kudos to their hand painters.
All the craters and stuff are relatively accurate. And then you point your phone at it, and then it's going to kind of pop up information about, either moon landings here or whatever. This crater happened, they guess, whatever, 20,000 years ago. I'm just kind of riffing, but you get the idea. Good learning tool.
I'm trying to find, I know I found it today when I was at the actual computer.
I guess they're doing a solar system mini set as well.
And their models are not cheap, and I don't expect them to be.
No.
Both because they are 3D printed. And then on top of that, they're small. And then on top of that, they're hand painted.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you also have the virtual reality piece with it, which I thought was kind of neat. I was expecting, in their video, which is like their voiceover actor is amazing.
The video just kept going though. It was cool. It
was, and I was like, I thought it was really good. But oh, that's not what I wanted.
Oh, you're looking for the statistics?
Yeah, I was trying to find their...
I don't know where that would be.
I'm getting some...
There's a Q&A. You can see what...
Sorry, guys.
Quantum Technologies. I'm going to see what...
I am totally buffing on this now. I'm getting some weird stuff.
I clicked on something. I think it's the website that makes the... They design websites, maybe. Wearable devices meet mixed reality. Oh, no. It's the...
the wrong thing.
Oh, it looks like it's a Chinese company.
So it's 219 for their Lunar Pro, and that is not overly large.
It depends on what exactly you're getting. I don't know if you get like certain amount of seats for like tablets or whatever. Or if you just get one code for that.
I mean, this comes with a little stand. So the Lunar Pro comes with a little stand, and 100. So just a little over a kg. So
there it goes.
Oh, I was frozen for a while.
Oh well.
Where? I they have the size on there. They got the scale, but that doesn't do me any good. So I mean, it's not. It's like you've lifted a 1 kg spool. So I mean, it's a.
Oh, the model is 2 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's 1,300 grams, so 1.3 kg.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any stats, at least what I'm looking at.
You have to go up.
Oh, augmented specs. There we go.
This is one where it's really interesting how can you get 3D printing and virtual reality kind of in the same thing, that augmented reality side of things. So they're calling it virtual reality in their application specifically. And this is something that would be really cool, as a gift, but then also as like a museum piece. Which I've been to museums that have utilized something like it, but not to this small scale. And it looks like they got like 500% funded past what they were wanting in their Kickstarter Indiegogo. I can't quite remember which one it was, and I can't find it. We can put the link in the video. So it's a really neat project.
We'll definitely get some pictures of the moon at least. There's probably not going to be an interview involved with that, but maybe probably not. But
yeah, we'll just have to see.
Probably get some nice pictures of the moon model. But there's not. I don't see an actual dimension, but the scale is 1 to 28,969,000.
Yeah.
So you can do the math.
It's not 1 to 1.
No. Another one, we've seen them there before, but I don't think we actually talked to them. It's CRP USA. They do 3D printing and work with wind forming, which I don't know much about, but it's applications. I'm just going to read the applications that you can. Oops, I clicked on it. Aerospace architecture, automotive, avio. I don't know what that is. Defense, design, marine, medical, motorsport, sport, and UAV.
Yeah. So I mean, and they do like some CNC stuff. So it's really interesting to see them there. Like it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense.
It's a light industrial kind of thing.
Their funds might have been better spent somewhere else.
They've definitely been there before, though, because I think we've looked at it, but then I don't know if we were busy or it just didn't look like a super interesting booth.
These trade shows aren't cheap.
No.
And going to a more specific one like medical devices and manufacturing, where you have more specific people. And another one that's going to be there that I'm looking forward to having a conversation with is Net.
Sure.
This is a company that has really started to gain some strength, especially with their smaller machines.
It's not the prettiest machine, but it really gets the job done.
Yeah, and we've had a lot of inquiries about it for the repair side of things, the part side of things. We've actually fixed a couple here. You have upgraded ours as much as possible.
Well, I haven't done it. I've done a whole lot.
With the time that
I've made it work. The worst part on that printer is just leveling it, because if you look at it sideways, it's going to be unlevel again. So I got a borosilicate glass from it. There's and
you put a heat bed on it.
There was a heated bed, but I had to change them out a bunch of times because one of them was having problems, and then another one was built in, aluminum with the heated bed incorporated. So that one was really warped, bubbled up in the middle because it's just cheaply made. I found that the Wanhao duplicator had the flattest, best build plate, but also the stock Net one was very good too. But right now I'm pretty much just using the heat element, which is separate from the aluminum. and then just put glass right on top of it, which I don't recommend. But I needed to do a material test, and I couldn't get it up to 110C otherwise, so that it worked. It's just not a preferable setup.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to see that, and we've actually been looking at CR10s as of late, so be on the lookout for stuff like that might be coming to our website. But yeah, it's really going to be interesting because we're also going to RAPID this year.
Yep.
So really what we're looking at is what does CES look like versus RAPID, and how RAPID, I think, has started to really take over that additive manufacturing market as far as the trade show to go to. I didn't go last year. It was last minute. I should have went. So we could have got some pictures and stuff.
You've gone before, though, right?
No, John has.
Oh, okay.
I've never been to it. John went to the one in Orlando, and then I was last minute wanting to go to Pittsburgh, and was just not able to go.
There's too much going on or whatever.
Yeah, I just couldn't make it work, unfortunately. And then now this year, you and I have actually scheduled the time, and we're actually going to be there all week, which works out nicely because then we can see everything. We can really take our time with stuff because it's a big show.
I don't know what's in Fort Worth, but we can look at Fort Worth, I guess.
Judging from one of my friends, not a whole lot.
No, you have a friend from Fort Worth or that visits.
Landlord.
Oh, sure.
He's from the Dallas area.
A nice place to
He
retire
did
to, I
recommend
guess.
a restaurant that we're going to have to go to.
Okay, we can maybe visit him he always comes to visit us.
just
Go drop in on him.
Watch, he's probably watching. Like, oh no, I gotta hide. I'm gonna be able.
He'll make sure he's in Fargo that day.
Make sure he's at a baseball game. But that one's gonna be a really great show to see the difference in quality and quantity. What happens there? Because I know, like Big Rep, that's one that's going to be really fun.
I really want to see Big Rep because I've been seeing them on Instagram, and then like Wasp, the Wasp project. I don't know if they're going to be there, but they're at a lot of trade shows, and it's really cool to see giant Delta printers.
So it's stuff like that I'm looking forward to getting some of the ones that we haven't really spoke to. I think Walsbot's going to be at CES, so we're actually
they're going to be there.
Going to dive into a couple different things with them on
we want to hear about the Taz 7.
So that's something
that is supposed to be. It's in the works. I haven't checked on it in a few months, but
and I'm hoping that I haven't looked as of recent if Bruce is going to be there.
I did not see that.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're not.
They could be in Eureka Park. Maybe, just because it's a specific country kind of thing. Because in Eureka Park they have hey, France, Israel,
they
blah.
technically could be considered a startup.
They're from the Czech Republic. Yeah, they're a pretty established startup at this point.
Yeah, I mean it depends.
They're doing
eyes.
okay.
It depends in the eyes of who's talking about it. But like they just posted, they have how many hundreds of employees?
180 maybe. Yeah. I saw a video where they had a dance party for the end of the year. And
they got racking. That's
it was crazy. It looks like we just see it Sam's Club.
I could say, I was racking to the ceiling, but the ceilings was a huge.
It was probably
warehouse.
a 30, 40 foot ceiling.
It was insane. But that's kind of what we're hoping to get out of the RAPID piece as well.
So we might not be back at CES. It's kind of a shrinking market. People are. It's kind of like the amoebas eating the smaller ones.
It's expensive to go.
It's expensive to stay there too.
I found some really good deals. I'm not going to tell you where and how. But
if you saw my personal Facebook video last year, I did a cribs of where we stayed. It was
all of 5 seconds.
I think you could go back in the old podcast from last year, and there's a little snippet of it in there. It was embarrassing, but it was funny.
Yeah, especially for 5 of us, I felt pretty bad.
Oh, wow.
I thought it was going to be a different style.
Yep.
But anyway,
this year it's just it'll work out better.
The same spot, just not as many people. So
I think just one more quick that it's not a very novel thing, but it's called Flux Delta.
Oh yes,
Flux.
I wanted to
Flux 3DP.com.
Their video's great.
The video was so weird. If you know like Tim and Eric or any of the weird stuff that comes on Cartoon Network at after dark Adult Swim stuff, kind of like that. It's like a weird music video, and there's a ping pong game going on. But it's a Delta printer. It looks pretty standard, but it has you can change out the heads, so it looks like it does 3D printing, milling, laser, and vinyl cutting. I'm mostly interested in the vinyl cutting because I've never seen that done on
that style.
Someone's probably done it. I've never seen it myself because I have a vinyl cutter at home. It's a Silhouette Cameo. It's a little cheap $200 thing. This is pretty cool. So I don't know. I mostly want to talk to them about their video, but I'm sure those people aren't going to be there because you watch it, you're like, this is a weird video. You watch it, the end, and it has credits. Like there are like 30 people helped make it. So I don't know where all that money came from.
It's a well put together video. Like
like
you said over the chat, it's like I can't believe I sat and watched the whole thing.
Well, I think someone else said that, but I was just like,
was it maybe it was? John?
I was like, I don't understand this marketing, but it definitely got my attention.
Well, it was an upbeat video. It showed how the functions of the printers were supposed to be.
It makes me like them, so at least they're likable.
They thought out of the box.
Yeah, it was definitely out of the box.
Style.
Yeah. But yeah, it just looking at this exclusive pre-order campaign. So this was from a Kickstarter or something like that.
There was one prior to that.
Okay.
So if you look at some of the comments within the YouTube video, so you click on the video and you actually go to the YouTube channel. Some of the comments was like, yeah, I bought their first one. It was amazing. It was awesome, or this or that. It will be interesting. So they actually have their laser as experimental. So I've been working with the Matterform in another sense, and I've actually been getting some halfway decent scans off the Matterform. So
I was wondering about that because I used it before, and I guess I wasn't trying to.
And I've also
coat
been
them
using
in powder
3D
and
Sense.
stuff.
So I'll talk to that. So when you look at something like the Matterform, I can understand why Flux decided to put experimental next to it, because with and it really depends on how powerful their software is on the back end. Because if their software is very lacking and there's not a lot to go off of, then yeah, you can have the best hardware in the world. Vice versa, you can have the best software and the worst hardware. But that's what'll be interesting, if that's the experimental part, or if it's the hardware part that's really driving that experimental side, or if they just pulled it like the Replicator 2X with MakerBot and said, ABS, it's experimental. But kind of a sidetrack with the Matterform. So I've actually there's a colleague of mine that has a sculpture of a waterfowl. Looks like a swan duck.
Okay, I was trying to figure out what you were scanning.
It's really abstract.
Okay,
waterfowl.
It's a nice word.
And so we're scanning this, and I'm actually doing it in two different orientations. And the first scan was pretty good. Now there's some deep, so where the neck of the we'll just call it a swan comes down and meets the body. Mm-hmm. Like there's a giant
crevice.
Yeah, down there that the scanner just can't quite get. So now what I'm looking to do is actually, I orientated it in a couple different ways to try and get a majority of the other areas, and I just couldn't get inside. So I'm actually going to I'm going to stand it up on its beak and make a 3D printed stand to hold it, and then I'll just take out the rest of it in post-processing. Because my process for that now, as I actually found out that Fusion 360, you can convert STLs to solid models. Right?
Oh, you showed me that, yeah. With the guy who made the rhino with the X's for the eyes. Is that what we're talking about? Yeah. It looked very useful, so.
So what you can do with Fusion 360 now is, so you can insert a mesh. So you just start a new sketch, insert mesh, bring in, and that's where you bring in your STL. You can edit something, so like some really high faceted parts will need to be condensed. Well, when you condense it, you lose that
nice smooth edges.
Well, you lose your detail. So all of a sudden, like that's where like a really high, let's say a bolt, the threads would be nice in detail, but all of a sudden you pull that down, all of a sudden
it's going to be jagged and stepped. Yeah. Or with a circle, it'll look more like 128 sides turns to 28, and it looks kind of rough.
It just looks mushy.
Yeah.
So then what you can do from there is you can take that, and once you're done editing it, and then you can take that and you have to turn off your design history. Odd step, right? So you turn off your design history.
Oh yeah, because it's soft modeling, not CAD.
Yeah, so it's just interesting. So you turn that off, then you can convert it to a BREP, which then converts it into your solid model, which then you can turn your design history back on and edit.
Okay.
So it's really neat because now I can take scan data. So like I scanned my lunchbox.
Okay, I saw that.
And now I could all of a sudden, I could spend the time to work on things and clean it up and split it, because you can split, have different bodies. So all of a sudden I could theoretically pick this apart with a $300 Sense scanner or $400 now Matterform. And I actually did one with Matterform with the highest settings. So when I say the highest,
it's pretty
settings,
slow.
yeah.
Actually, no, isn't it like 7 minutes No matter what, because I think I did mess with that in the past. Pretty much every time it would just be 7 minutes.
I don't know, but
Regardless.
the one that I did advanced settings, and then I changed how often the table turns to the lowest setting that it could go.
Oh, so just stepping
and then
really...
I did the Z-axis in the lowest setting, so it it didn't even get an eighth of the way around its first set.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
Yeah, and I just put a note on the door, said, "Hey, I'll be back tomorrow. Don't touch, and leave the lights on, because the lighting, you don't want direct lighting, you want ambient lighting like what we're sitting on."
Okay. You can actually scan without the lights too, because it's a laser.
Yeah.
Because I experimented with that a little bit. It actually scanned pretty much the same.
But that's what it recommended with this, and it looked pretty
Yeah,
good.
if it works, then just leave it.
Yeah, for a $500 scanner. So I was actually pretty impressed, and I'm really excited that now Fusion 360 has the capability to edit those meshes.
Yeah.
I wish they could take it a step further and treat it like a formed body, where with the formed body I can actually create more facets.
Oh, you can like extrude off of it.
And
or
then
whatever.
I could pull the facets.
Okay.
So I can pull in one little quadrant or one little section.
Vertex.
Yeah, and I could pull that out, and all of a sudden, then theoretically what I could do with the STL is shape it back into the original waterfowl that it is. But now what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to use it as a form or something.
Well, it's something.
It's a start.
Yeah. Just one more thing on the Flux. It's probably not going to be valid for that long, but they have a Christmas discount price that's not bad. The basic package, you just get the printer, 500-gram spool of white PLA. Who knows? I don't know about
What
that.
brand it is.
Yeah, it's probably just some
Quality.
some white label stuff from somebody. Then the printing head, just 3 printing. So that's the $679. For $799, you get pretty much all the heads. So you get the the holder module. That's probably for a pen, like to draw.
They have a pen too.
Yeah, blade module, printing tool head, laser module, and then the filament. So yeah, I don't know. It's not a terrible price. I don't know what the build size is on that, but it's more just like a fun. This would be a fun one. It's not going to be the most useful printer ever, but
it might be something to get them, get someone into those types of things.
like, hey, I'm going to buy an expensive 18-inch wide Roland cutter now, because this is not going to be your top of line
or I'm
cutter.
going to go buy an Epilogue laser.
Yeah.
You
want to drop 20 grand on a laser.
Speaking of Epilogue, so if you dig deeper into their website, go back, just go to Flux, like their regular website.
The front page.
Yep. And then if you go to their products.
Oh. Beambox?
Yep.
I did not click on that one yet. I think I looked at it
So
and
they're
forgot.
actually doing a laser cutter.
The laser cutter you've been waiting for.
Based on what they learned from that. So it's a really interesting thing.
CO2 laser, just like John has a CO2 laser.
So it'll be really interesting to see
That I'd like to see that.
So like, does that mean that their laser technology is pretty darn good? That what you'd be getting on this piece of equipment? So
I don't know. I don't imagine we're gonna have a CO2 laser on the Delta printer.
No, but you know what I mean. Is that going to be a lot better than, let's say?
How well do they know this stuff, or do they just tack something on there?
Yes,
we'll find out.
Yeah, they say, "Oh, yeah, this is a laser cutter. Cool, guys." Like, I think in their video they brown toast and brown a steak.
Oh yeah. They had a steak and then they cooked it, and it was a really. I think the lady throws the steak. It's such a weird video. I highly recommend watching it.
It'll entertain you. And I think there's been no dislikes on that.
I don't know. I don't know who would dislike it. It's just. I mean, it's definitely strange.
Those people.
Well, whatever. It is what it is.
But I think we're over on time.
Yes, we are.
A bit.
We talked a bit.
So thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you keep subscribing to us. We're gonna have new videos out. We're gonna get back on to how-to videos more and more.
Yes.
I know we just did the 5th gen.
Something that's going to come out. Yeah, it's already out. Hey, look for it.
Yeah. So and look for our CES coverage. We're gonna leave them a little bit more unpolished, I think, this year.
Probably,
just
yeah.
to get them out for
Not
you
like
guys.
they're super polished anyway, but I think with my new camera and I'm going to do the graphics ahead of time. We're going to push these out pretty fast, so
Yeah,
it won't be April. It won't be April.
I think we gotta comment, guys. It's April. Why are you still sending these
Yeah,
out?
I wasn't hyped on that, but it demand was elsewhere.
Yeah,
and
we
wasn't
had
getting
a
them
lot
done.
go. Like this. So
It's been a crazy year.
Yeah, 2017 has been a really crazy year. We've done a lot of stuff. We've added a lot of products. The space that you guys have been seeing this podcast has pretty much stayed the same in the background.
I checked on some other ones. I think we were. It's hard to remember because we moved everything. Like I think there were printers here in a few videos ago.
But we've added more racking.
Yeah.
We've changed a bunch of stuff around.
We're not just a MakerBot third party company anymore.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of cool stuff this year. We've grown a lot, and 2018 is going to be much of the same. Where we're going to keep growing and building on that, and really bringing the stuff that you guys want, both in the repair and spare parts side. So, like our annotated pictures now.
Yeah, check that out.
We're
It's
building
cool.
those up a little bit more. So, but yeah, keep
subscribing.
It's a Friday.
Yeah.
It's been a long
Christmas
week.
is 3 days from now. We're all tired.
And I still have to go shopping, right? So thanks for watching, everybody. Tune in to more stuff. Check out the Facebook page. We'll maybe do a Facebook Live. We'll see.
Probably. It wouldn't hurt. And then I guess if you are in Las Vegas or Fort Worth for Rapid, let us know. We can maybe meet up, grab some food, or just meet on the show floor and chop it up, whatever.
I'll buy one domestic beer for you if you show up. Watch now, we're going to get everybody to show up.
Hey.
All right, guys, have a good one and have a Merry Christmas.